The second city derby was the topic of discussion on BBC Radio 5 Live's popular 6:06 football phone-in on Saturday evening. Hosted by presenter Jason Mohammad and former Birmingham City midfielder Robbie Savage, the show offered a platform for Aston Villa fan Robert to vent his frustrations after the goalless draw with struggling Reading. Robert described the current claret and blue campaign as abject, and was left to wonder where Villa would even be without Tammy Abraham's goals this season. Savage, who left Blues in acrimonious circumstances in 2005, couldn't help but remind him of some of his own memories of Villa, in a Blues shirt of otherwise. Savage: "I've got to do this, let's go to an Aston Villa fan, they're below Birmingham City in the table." "How are you, Robert?" "Robert, you certainly feel a lot better." Savage: "You're below Birmingham." Robert: "We are, and it's why I'm ringing up. We've been absolutely abject this season, as I said in the 6-second segment. Abraham apart, he's scored a lot of goals for us and we've done well off the loans, but without his goals we'd be looking behind us at what Ipswich and Reading are doing, rather than what the top 6 are doing. We really have been abject this season. A lot of average players, we've lost Grealish, he's injured. That hasn't helped, but we really haven't performed since he got injured. Jack Grealish goes off injured." Savage: "You're the third highest goal scorers in the championship, aren't you?" Robert: "We're also the highest conceded, apart from Rotherham and Ipswich. 2 teams have scored more, West Brom and Norwich I believe, but that says it all really. We're average, and Aston Villa shouldn't be average." Savage: "You've always been average really, let's be fair. You can go back to the 1980s when you won the European Cup, but you are average. You've always been in Birmingham's shadow, really." "Well, you were when I was there. Do you remember those games when Birmingham first came into the Premier League? 3-0 and 2-0, I wasn't it." Robert: "You did, you played well against us back then, but it's been 13 games since you last beat us." Aston Villa's Dion Dublin and Robbie Savage of Birmingham City. Savage: "I haven't been there for 13 games, that's why. I don't think I ever lost at Villa Park with Birmingham." Robert: "Didn't you lose when you were at Leicester?" Savage: "I tell you what it was, with Derby County. Do you remember the 6-0? Stilian Petrov scored from the halfway line?" Robert: "I do. What we'd do to have him now." Savage: "Think it was 16 games against Villa, and 15 unbeaten. But it was just the Birmingham days, I wasn't it." Robert: "What was it like watching Birmingham rule the city?" Robert: "There was a spell when I think you won 4 derbies on the run, and it was awful. Villa, Blues, Albion, Wolves." Savage: "Unbelievable, I wasn't it." Jason Mohammad: "Robert, just because you're on the air, don't let him get away with this. You don't have to be polite." Robert: "I just said, we haven't been in 13 games. Savage: "Robert, what were those days like when we were beating you every game? Going to work, the bigger team, the bigger club. What was it like when little old Birmingham were beating you 3-0 and 2-0? Robert: "It was horrible. Like the Everton fan said before about Liverpool winning the league. He wouldn't like that either, would he?"